It is official.
Check, check, check. 1, 2. Check, 1, 2. Danny, you ready? Camera's rolling.
Yes, sir. This is the organic.
In 3, 2, 1.
Welcome. What's going on? I had this like big intro thing, and I don't know if I'm really feeling it.
Let's go, man. You're the intro guy.
Are we going to do the whole welcome to another episode, eh? Are we going to do that? I don't know. I've been listening to so many guys' podcasts, and no one fucking does it. They have a jingle.
Okay, so be different.
I need to find like a word worm that makes like you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna make a word worm. Okay, so when we say the intro, the person listening, it's gonna stick in their head all day, like kind of like go into the chapel, like you know when that like it's like a jingle, but it's a word worm.
Okay. So
I don't have one yet.
This needs some thought.
it needs some thought.
Yeah,
So,
we got to create it.
so in the meantime, what we're going to do is we're going to do the OG, and Johnny's going to go at his camera in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome, everybody, to another exciting episode of On the Couch, where we dive into financial literacy. We dive into entrepreneurship, and sometimes we just talk about things,
Like
the
mortgages.
world, like mortgages. And every so often, we have a guest on the couch, like we do today. We have a very special guest. Her name is Rachelle Cooper. I'm one of your hosts, Johnny Supa, and we're here with.
Danny Cardozo.
Let's get rolling, baby. Rachelle,
Hello.
welcome.
Thanks for
Thank you.
joining.
Thanks for having me.
What you doing?
Just hanging out.
Yeah.
Yeah, came to chat.
How's your weekend?
Good.
Anything exciting?
Honestly, no. It was way too cold to do anything.
I
Yeah.
mean, didn't you go to an event?
Well, that wasn't really fully on the weekend, was it?
That was Thursday, Friday.
Thursday, Friday, but
Okay.
close enough.
That's true. That's true. I went to a mortgage event. That was really exciting.
That was pretty cool.
A lot of
actually.
information.
That was your first event.
That was, yeah.
Yeah. And?
I liked it actually. So, I mean,
Did you come out to the DLC summer? You didn't come out to that one?
No.
Okay.
no.
That was just like a get together.
Yeah.
But this was an actual conference type.
This was the first DLC university that they've ever hosted.
Right.
Yeah, it was pretty cool actually to see everybody in one location.
Yeah, it was great to meet a lot of different people in the industry and
I remember Rochelle's like,
funny.
so like, what do we do here? It's like, you just become friends with people. Like, it's like you just meet these individuals and it's like, you're in the same industry. There's not really competition because it's, you know, everybody's working their own little network,
Yeah.
but
But it is cool because you get the opportunity to meet other people in the industry, whether they are big producers or even newbies. We talk to a lot of newbies and we talk to a lot of high producing
veterans.
veteran mortgage brokers and agents, right?
Yeah.
And you ask them like how their business is and you might try to find a way on how their business might be able to help out your business, whether it's today or in the future, whether it's one file or multiple files. So it's
Yeah, I remember one of the first events I went to was actually at Palais Royal, the one on Lakeshore. So that was one of the first events I ever went to, and I was there, and somebody was like, "Oh, that guy's a top producer," and I was like, "I gotta go talk." I was new. I was like maybe a couple months into the business. I was like, "I gotta talk to that guy and ask him what he does," and I went and busted his chops. So and Rachelle was doing the same thing. She was like mingling and having fun.
yeah, I didn't really know who a lot of the people were, and one particular person came up and said, "Wow, I'm kind of shocked that you had the courage to come talk to me." And I'm like, "Well, I don't really know who you are," but then I found out afterwards. I'm like, "Oh, okay,
Yeah, there's
he's
a
a
lot
good
of
guy."
yeah. Rachelle went and chased a few people for us. She's like, "I need you for a picture." That was good. Props on that one. She was on our team. Let's start from the beginning, I guess, and let everybody know who you are, where you come from, where you've been, I guess you could say, where you come from, where you've been, where you plan on going,
Yeah.
and why you joined Danny and I.
Yeah, well, I guess first of all, I was in the car business for 16 years. And
Yes, shout out to the car.
all
business.
three of us were.
Yeah, all three. Exactly.
Yeah, it seems to be a
full
common theme with mortgages. But
Right. We talked to a lot of people at this event that actually came from the car world.
yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of people, not to cut you guys off, but a lot of people say that that's a great industry for any any sales industry, but you learn a lot from the car industry because majority of the business is commission based. A lot of people don't know that. Like 90% of the dealership is on commission, whether you're a technician, whether you're a service advisor, right, or a salesperson selling the inventory, you're on commission. And
Even bonuses, like if you got a management job,
yep.
right, you probably get bonused out at the end of the year based on your numbers.
The whole store is based on numbers and bonuses and commission. So you spent 16 years.
Yeah, so started as a receptionist, went into the parts department. I spent a long time there. Then service advisor, and then sales. And to be honest, I just was ready for a change. Like I love the industry; it's great. People are great. Customers are great. But it was time for a change.
Yeah. So what was it that made you want to change? Was it the ticket item that you were selling that needed to be a bit bigger? Was it lifestyle?
Definitely lifestyle. Yeah, you get your couple weeks vacation and you work basically every day except for Sunday for the most part. So it was definitely needed a little bit more family time.
Work every day. I have a meme on my phone. I'll show it to you guys later. It's my old boss. Okay. It's a picture of him holding a bat because somebody took a picture because I didn't show up on time one Sunday or one Saturday. And it says on the meme, how dare you show up late on your day off? Right.
Yeah.
Because that was like a thing. Like, it's your day off. You should be here doing licensing. You should be doing insurance for your clients. Like you should be working because ultimately you are an entrepreneur. You're just selling somebody else's product.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely.
So you started as a receptionist. You went into the parts department, which is I love the parts department. I think it's
Honestly,
cool.
it was so much fun.
Yeah, parts and service.
Parts is probably as you said, the funnest job at the dealership.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People don't see that though, but it is because you get to do all the accessories. Yeah. You get to look at all the swag, and you deal with all facets of the business because you're dealing with body shops, right? Because that's a big producer for the car business. You're dealing with the shop because it's all parts on every work order, and then you're dealing with consumers at the front desk. So you're forward facing, you're facing the shop, and then you're B2B. So there's actually a lot to learn in that business because there's a lot of sales aspects, right? Like taking an order, upselling a product, switching, right? Because you don't have an inventory. So how did you take that to service? And then how did you go from service to sales? Because that's what I want to know about is the sales part.
Well, okay, I was at a smaller dealership. So it was nice because I already knew what everything was going into service. So I think people kind of believed what I had to say more because I knew what I was talking about. I knew what the products were. I knew from talking to mechanics and things like that what a lot of the things were. But then even going into sales from that, like I knew all the warranty. I knew how to get things approved from the warranty items. So I could sell those warranties to clients. I could sell like the window tint, all these things because I knew them from the back end. So it made it a lot easier, to be honest. And I outsold almost everybody when I first started on those kind of accessory and service related items because I knew them.
And you believed it.
Oh
right?
yeah.
Which is half the battle, right? If you don't believe the product you're selling, it's going to be a hard time moving the product. So that's amazing. And then you were at it was Mazda. I know that for a long time, right? So Rachelle and I obviously know each other from the car industry. We have a lot of mutual friends. And then you went from Mazda, you went to
Ferrari Maserati.
And that was the fun part, yeah.
Yeah, honestly, I loved it. I really liked it a lot. I loved the people that I worked with.
Rachelle was Mrs. Maserati for a long time.
Yeah, it was great. I loved it.
Working downtown on Yorkville.
Yep, that was awesome.
Yeah, good people around you, Mr. Louis. We talked about him on the last episode. We got to get him on the show, so that's gonna be on my list of people.
Yeah.
Mel, can you put that on the list, Louis Racco?
Yeah, Louis, we're gonna call you out on this one, okay? Even though you're gonna get tagged 6 times because
he's big time now, though.
Yeah, Louis is, but Louis is the reason why I got in that industry.
Yeah, he helped me a lot too, to be honest.
Yeah, he's a good dude. He's a good dude. So obviously, we've kept in touch. I came to Ferrari, which I never talk about. Ferrari was the first place I ever worked at and the last place I ever worked at in the car industry. I started off as a parts advisor when I was like 16, working on Steeles Avenue. And then Raymond Ferry fired me. We won't talk about that, but okay. And then Louis and I were talking when I wanted to get out of the car industry. That's when me and you reconnected.
Yeah.
Because I was the finance manager at Ferrari Maserati for about 6-7 months as I was transitioning to becoming a mortgage agent. So I was already practicing mortgages, but I was at Ferrari. And I were like, I don't want to say I was helping Louis, but Louis asked if I would come there and just try to help sorting out that finance department because it was a fucking mess. They're really old school. So that's when Rachelle and I reconnected. And then obviously there's a lot of transition. The car industry has changed drastically. And I even spoke to somebody yesterday. It's crazy. What made you come into this world? Why mortgages? And then what's your experience like so far?
Okay, so it's actually kind of a funny story. So at the car dealership, I used to bug all the receptionists, all the lot attendants all the time. You know, are you putting money away to buy a house? Buy a condo downtown with your siblings. You don't even have to live in it. You can rent it out and stay living at home with your parents. Just buy something, like put your money somewhere, like have it for longevity reasons. And so when I was trying to decide what to do after the car business, somebody said to me, you complain to all these people all the time about buying property and their finances. Like, why don't you do mortgages? I'm like, oh, okay. So I started looking into it and I was like, oh my God, I love this. I'm like, yeah, this is what I need to do. Because even when I bought my first house, I wanted to buy a house for so long. Not many people know this. I wanted to buy a house for so long. I was adamant that I was buying a house. I went to banks, I called mortgage brokerages, I called everybody, and nobody would take me seriously because I was like 20, if that. And then finally one day I went and I bought a pre-built house. And then I'm like, well, somebody's got to help me now because I signed that document and I gave them my deposit.
Yep.
So this is real. So finally, somebody recommended a broker to me and we got it done, obviously. But now I want to be able to help those people. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want somebody to be in that same situation where that's the only thing they ever want and they can't get it because nobody will help them.
I think that's a lot of people. Sorry, Danny. I think that's a lot of people's issues. Like they just don't feel I always felt like, oh my God, I'm going to buy a car. Now it's $300 payment and I'm going to go buy a house. There becomes a mortgage payment. Like, how do you get that done? How do you do it? And everybody's scared of the initial part, right?
Of course, it's scary. It's a lot of money.
It is.
That is. And where homes are your biggest investment that you're going to be spending, it gets scary for sure.
It does. 100%. So what's your advice to these individuals that are out there? Like, first, obviously why do business with Rachelle? And what should they know? And what information do you want to give them?
Well, basically, I just want to tell people that it's not as scary as it seems.
It's scarier.
That's for us. It's scarier for us because we've got the deadlines. We have to talk to the lenders and make sure everything's okay. For the person getting the mortgage or buying the property, it doesn't have to be that bad because you don't really need to see everything that goes on in the background. All you need to know is yes or no. You know, you were approved or you weren't. And then if you weren't, these are the steps that you need to take. Luckily, my house was a pre-built, so I had a little over a year.
Yep.
And the broker I was dealing with told me, listen, you don't have enough credit. Like, you have a car and one credit card. Like, that's not going to get you very far. So he helped me. He gave me some steps and said, these are the things that you need to do to build up your credit between now and, you know, a year and a half, whenever your house closes. So, I mean, if I can help people get to that stage, then that's really what I would like to do.
I love the coaching aspect of this business. You know, when you get a client and you nurture them and you coach them right through to the end, like I feel like that's the best feeling once you close that property.
Yeah, it's one of the things that we talk about even at our brokerage. It's they don't know what they don't know, right? And the nice thing is that we know this because the experience, like we do, you know, numerous transactions, sometimes a day, let alone in a month. And when we can walk somebody through the journey with us already know what to anticipate, it allows the client to have a better experience. And because you've had experience yourself going through these journeys, being a commission salesperson, which is probably one of the hardest to get funded, right? And then being a homeowner, understanding closing costs, understanding the unexpected. So all of that. So bringing your experience, and then of course, being consumer centric, which is probably the most important, right? Understanding the consumer itself and providing, because yes, we're in the sales business, but I kind of more like we're in the helping business. I'm going to help you, guide you through this process, right?
Yeah.
And when you do so many transactions, like that's why I like the car business, because you could do so many transactions in a month. You touch so many different people You learn so many different
Not
personalities. Huh?
Not physically.
No, not physically. No.
No, we don't even.
Don't
we
touch
don't even.
people, Johnny.
No, we don't even see them.
Nowadays,
anymore.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it's true.
It's like,
No
when's
more
the last time I've seen a client? Like, I can't even remember. At the
Zoom
moment.
calls. Sometimes you don't even.
Oh, we had one client show up here at the office.
Recently.
That's actually the part of this business I don't like, because I feel, especially for somebody who's newer, like who hasn't had a couple mortgages before, hasn't owned property, like it's a big deal to them. So to be honest, most of the time when I do speak with somebody who's going to be a first time home buyer, I go and meet them. I don't care, Starbucks, wherever you want.
I 100% agree with you. The as Johnny says, the belly to belly
Yep.
is more trustworthy, and will probably keep the client with you for a longer period of time.
Oh yeah.
Where it's like we have to come up with a trust factor, right? Build rapport with these clients over a Zoom call or over a telephone call. It's totally different.
Yeah.
It is. So, what
So-
are you?
I was like, Rachelle has been with us for all three 7x70 programs that we've put together, and we just finished our third. How has the first one, 7x70 program, I guess, helped your business, and how has it differed from the third one that you just finished?
So the very first one, to be honest, I was still kind of in a bit of a like cowgirl mentality where I don't need this. I'm just going to go out and talk to people and sit at cafes and just meet random people and everything will come together.
Did you call yourself a cowgirl?
I did, yeah.
I love it.
It didn't really happen that way, obviously. So I think having to learn how to pick up the phone and literally cold call everybody, that was scary. I mean, people used to come into the dealership. I can talk all day long about anything that you want, but for me to call them and be like, "Are you sure you want me to talk to you right now?" Like that, to me, that was a little bit scary. So I did have a hard time with the very first one. This last one that we did, I'll call anybody now. I don't even care. So yeah, so that was
You could
nice.
see it. You could see the transformation. It was, and I mean this with a greatness. Like I mean this genuinely. A lot of the times, listen, man, I'm going to say this, actually not, I'm going to say this. Holy, I can't even speak. My mouth is so dry. I've been in sales for so long that sometimes when I say things to individuals, they think I'm crazy. And I've been an outbound salesperson before I ever became an inbound salesperson. I started off by knocking on doors. I started off by building a business when I was 16. So when we built the program, and it's like, you have to make these outbound calls. You have to block schedule that time. If you're not doing that, what happened?
Nothing.
Someone's vibrating. Is that me?
No, we know who it is.
Is it you? Was it you?
That was like that.
That was very
Yeah.
All right, so now that we got that enjoyment.
Yeah. So now that when we brought it out, I think a lot of agents, because they haven't done outbound sales, right?
Yeah.
So when they see the first 7x70 program, it's like,
They get scared real quick.
because they get scared because the effort compared to the reward is too much. Okay. The reward that they want is this big, but the sacrifice is this big. And because of that, we don't feel it's necessary. And that's where some of the agents, because not every agent completes the 770. No. We just did it now.
I think our math is 50%.
50% are graduating. Yeah. That's how tough it is. Yeah. It's not an easy course. Rachelle rocked it. She had an 82% completion ratio. Okay. I had to check this morning just to double check.
I didn't even know that. So.
And she missed the first week or two because she's
That's
away
true, I
in
was,
Switzerland.
Yeah, she
So,
was in Switzerland. But again, no one's saying don't go on vacations. Like, go on vacation, enjoy your life. But when you're here and you're active, do the work. 82% completion ratio. There's 7 tasks in the day that need to be, the 7x70 everything has to do with sevens. So if you haven't noticed, it's 7 tasks, 7 things a day to earn seven new referral sources to earn 7 deals a month in 70 days. Yep. That's the goals.
So I would say that you finished top of the class.
Probably not.
Well, I think the top 4 all finished equivalent.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that means that you're in a position where you can answer any question that's given to you.
I'll do my best.
So I have one for you right now.
Okay.
And it's going to be a very interesting one, completely directed just to you.
Oh gosh.
Okay, so with rising interest
How much
rates,
horsepower does a Mazda 3 Speed have?
Go. Mazda 3, how much horsepower does it have?
Then just a regular one, I have no idea, but mine is 263.
Let's see.
A Mazda 3?
Speed.
Okay.
Anyway.
So getting back to it, with rising interest rates and evolving market conditions, how do you approach guiding first-time home buyers through the lending process? Additionally, Rachelle, what unique challenges or opportunities have you experienced as a woman in this industry?
Okay, well, I'm going to start backwards. So, as a woman in the industry, I found that when I made my cold calls, a lot of times if I was calling a male realtor, they didn't really have a lot of time for me. Whereas the women realtors would actually spend more time speaking about things. Even if we didn't end up doing business, to be honest, I think a lot of them just really like to talk. But they would give me more of a time of the day than the male realtors would.
Did you change your avatar, realizing that women would give you more time on your cold call than males would?
To be honest, not really.
Okay.
Yeah, I felt if I was getting at least, a large chunk of people, women, responding to me, then I would just kind of stick with them.
Yeah, but that's a great question too that Danny just asked, because a lot of people don't change the avatar. So the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. Entrepreneurship is the exact same thing. The only difference is that you need to understand where the challenges lie and where you need to pivot. And whether you think or you didn't, believe me, you did.
Yeah.
I think so, 100%. If you look at your realtor partners now and your referral network sources,
And I'm not saying that I don't have like any male referral partners and
Well,
I don't
you're
do
saying
business
men
with them
suck.
at all. However, what I'm saying is just as a broad general scope.
true.
Yeah.
I could see that.
And most men probably are working with a male mortgage broker already in the past, just because of the
business.
business.
Yeah.
Like we've been to the conference and it's 70% males and it's 30% women.
Yeah.
So the chances are of these realtors working with a male is more dominant than working with a female.
Yeah.
So I guess when it's automatic, not I wouldn't say automatic, but like you said, males give less time because they probably already working with another male.
But you had to pivot your thought process going into this because you went from the automotive industry to now mortgage broker. Having said that, with the first-time home buyers in your particular position, being that you came from the sales industry, what was that pivot like?
What do you mean?
So you went from being a reputable and well-versed sales representative.
And having to start all over again,
Correct.
you mean? Okay.
Exactly. And now you have to start all over and help first-time home buyers.
Yeah. So what are you
Yeah.
doing to nurture these people and I guess
Right.
walk them through the process?
Exactly.
Right. So basically, I try to sympathize a little bit with them, tell them about my experience when I was younger trying to buy a house. And I try and make them feel a little bit more like at ease about the whole thing. So whether it is meeting them in person, a few of them I spoke with their parents as well. So that the parents felt okay with that.
It's huge.
Yeah. Like, especially even at Mazda, a lot of the people coming in to buy a car are young kids, right? Teenagers buying their first car. So a lot of the times they bring their parents and you have to know, okay, I need to actually speak with the parents and I need to make them feel at ease. So honestly,
this.
I feel like it's the same with first-time home buyers with the mortgage. So as long as everyone's at ease, meeting them in person, and I mean, I'm the ones that needs to take the stress. So as long as they know that, then I think we're okay.
I think that's huge. So that itself is first and foremost, I think one of the biggest keywords there that I want to bring up is being sympathetic, but I think it's more empathy than being sympathetic, right? The empathy that goes with being a salesperson is absolutely priceless, but understanding how to qualify,
Yeah.
right? And then when you have your buyer whether they're first-time home buyers are not they're not solely decision makers all the time. Okay. A lot of the time their decision makers are other influences within the family, right?
100%.
So you're bringing
And
them.
I like that you brought that up, because I'm thinking back initially when I first started in the business,
Yep.
where I might have lost a client because I didn't touch with the parents at all. And I feel like towards the end of the transaction, the parents start getting more involved, and that's when files start to fall apart, because they're being influenced by another source that maybe if you would have right from the start
Yeah.
got ahead of it, like you're saying, talk with the parents right off the bat, could save that deal for you and make everybody feel more at ease.
Oh, absolutely, right? Because now the qualifying, the discovery is extremely important. Are you the sole decision maker? That question alone at the beginning of your 5 discovery questions at the beginning can change the whole turnout of your file. Because it's like, well, yeah, my dad told me to go and find 4 banks, or told me to go find 3 referrals. Like, that happens all the time, right? My dad's teaching me the life skills I need to know because I need to become independent one day. So I would do that to my son. Hey, kid, you want to go buy a car? Go find 4 Volkswagen Jettas on wherever, and tell me what they're saying, what they're at. Go do the homework. Then I'll come in and do the negotiating with you.
Yeah.
Right.
Unfortunately, part of it though is that industries change. So if the parents aren't actually up to date, like I did find that a couple people, the parents haven't had a mortgage for like, haven't needed to get a new mortgage for like 25 years.
I love
so the
this one.
question that they're telling their children to ask, or something that they ask me, I'm like, well, that's not really necessarily relevant now, or I'm not really sure where you heard this. So you kind of also have to take what parents say with a grain of salt, because when they were getting their mortgages versus now, or even buying cars, it's completely different process.
Absolutely. I can remember when I first, so I think my book of business has changed a bit over the last little bit. But when I was doing first time home buyers, it was like, okay, so what don't you know about mortgages, and how much in depth do you need me to go? Do I need to talk about gross debt servicing and total debt servicing? Do I need to explain that your income over your debt is what it's being calculated? Total serviceability on your liabilities. Like, do you know what these terminologies mean? So exactly that. Like, sometimes the parents haven't done a mortgage in 25 years, so things have changed. So yeah, educating the client, having empathy, that's huge. I love it.
That's
I
a
love that approach.
first. I've never heard that question answered in that way, because you're absolutely right. The parents come in here and they haven't had a mortgage for 30 years.
Yep.
And then when their kid is coming in, they feel like they know, but the industry's changed. So actually, what do you guys do to educate your mortgage brokers to deal with that?
So for us, what we teach the agents and what we do is you got to know how to ask the right questions, and you got to know how to listen. If you don't know how to do those things, you're not going to guide the client correctly. Because if you go in there and assuming that this is what they need, this is what they want, this is what they want to hear, you're going to mess that thing up really quick. But if you go in there, like Rachelle's saying, and maybe start from the beginning, how much do you know? And how much do you need me to tell you? Right? And then asking the right questions. Qualifying is the biggest key and the biggest destroyer. It's both. Like, it's a double-edged sword. If you're not doing it, you're going to lose the file. And if you do it correctly, you can win it. Like, it works both ways. So qualifying is a big deal, me personally. And that's what I think. I don't need to, I mean, Rachelle comes from, you see 70 people in an afternoon sometimes. If you're not qualifying, if you don't know how to qualify quickly, you could waste 3 hours with a tire kicker while the next guy just bought, 2 cars for his kids. And if you don't know how to decipher that really quickly in our world, you could waste your time on a file. And all of a sudden it's like, oh, I didn't talk to the parents. I just lost the file to Josie, for instance.
So what is your next step in 2025?
Closing deals.
And how do you plan to do that?
So hopefully this podcast will blow up, become very big, and everybody will want to deal with me. But realistically,
I like that. That was a really good plug. Really good
I
plug.
love it. Yeah, let's go. Hashtag Rachelle Cooper.
So let's assume it
by
doesn't explode.
oh, okay, well then, I guess just getting in front of as many people as possible. Like it's kind of a game of numbers, right? So let's say you speak with 5 people, 2 people are interested, you're going to get 1 deal. Just random numbers, but
It's 10-3-1.
sure.
Sorry, what is that?
10-3-1.
It's
What does that mean?
So the national sales average is 30%. So you can knock on 10 doors, talk to 3 people, get 1 application.
That's the statistical
It's
analysis.
been like that forever. It won't change. Yeah. And then you need to, from the 30%, you got to increase your closing ratios to a specific number. And we're rock stars over here at Your Nesta Financial, closing at 67.7% right now.
So do you guys feel that volume
saying.
gets you to these levels, or consistency with your plan?
Consistency with your plan for sure. Yeah. Which will bring the volume as well at the end of the day. But you have to put that first amount of legwork in order to get that those numbers in the end.
Yeah, we say it all the time. If you pound the pavement will pay you back. Just not today. The result
Right.
of today is what you did 4 months ago. And that's just
It's a
the way-
marathon run. You can start the race off really, really strong, but it's the longevity that's going to pay out.
Yep.
And then the very last question before we see that beautiful bottle, and
That's being glimmered by light.
that's been glimmered by light and might be a little warm. But we are going to talk to our guests one more time. And the question that I have for you, and this could be a challenging one, if you had to step in front of someone that is a naysayer, someone that has only had bad results with mortgage brokers, how do you convince these people that maybe they found the right place to be?
Wow, that is a difficult one. I mean, I guess at the end of the day, just you can only reassure them so much, right? If somebody's had like the worst experience ever, it doesn't really matter. They're just never ever going to believe you, right? It was the same in the car business. They just think all salespeople are scum. They're never going to believe that it's the best price or the this or the that or whatever. So I guess try and put them at ease and make them feel.
I think building rapport with
Yeah.
them right off the bat.
Yeah.
And then
Being
what we do very good here at Your Nesta is new agents that come on board, we get them to build their reviews right off the bat. So when someone looks you up or knows they're going to be talking to you, because chances are everybody looks at reviews nowadays.
Yep.
Right? Your reviews are what determine whether most people are going to work with you right from the get-go, right? So if you build a lot of reviews in the background, they're going to look you up. They're going to feel more comfortable when talking to you, I guess.
Character is going to go a long way. And so to touch on what Danny's saying, you know, when agents come to the brokerage and they're saying things like, oh, but I haven't done any business in the mortgage business. Like, how am I going to go get these reviews? How do I get this naysayer to trust my character? Because that's what's being questioned, right? The naysayer is not questioning the mortgage. It's not questioning, it's questioning the character. So if you can present yourself, right, in that demeanor, but also show proof and say, listen, man, like, here's my testimonials. Here's what people are saying about me, not even about the mortgage industry, just me as an individual. It's why one of the key steps in the journey to success is go out and get 5 character people or 5 people that know you, like you, and trust you to give you a character review. And if you go look at any one of our agents that work for our brokerage, they all have 5 character reviews. Does not say anything about mortgages.
And because they're comfortable with you, they'll give you a non-biased opinion.
100%. I've known Stefano for 25 years. He's somebody I know, I like, and trust. He's trustworthy. When I call him, he answers. He shows up. He's never late. He's always on. You know, like, those things are what matter when naysayers are looking to do business with the right person. Right? It's the character, not the actual. Because they can go to Jim's Bob Auto Shop and have a bad experience. It's not the mechanic industry. It's the character that gave him the bad experience.
That gave me goosebumps. That's very powerful stuff. Think about it. That's very powerful stuff. You can't base your Nesta on your Nesta as a whole. Sometimes it's the actual person that they incorporate themselves with, like Danny. Let's say they catch Danny on a bad day, which never happens because he's the most chill guy I've ever met. But if it happens, they can't put your Nesta under the umbrella of only one experience.
No, you can't.
Exactly.
Right. So it's the character of the individual, not the whole industry. And that, I think, is going to carry itself a long way.
Good. Now, our lovely guest of today brought special glasses as well. So I'm going to grab the glasses and I will hand Rachelle the bottle and off we go.
All right.
Actually, speaking of that, like, even just to touch on it, I had a client on Thursday actually question my character because he called me saying, oh, somebody said this. Can you do this for me? And I was like, you got to be kidding me.
Thank you.
Like, a salesperson, like, I can flip you. Like, a good salesperson knows how to upsell and make gross profit, right? That's just salespeople.
Just a touch.
Yeah, that's like,
You know.
Oh my gosh, it smells so nice.
Where's Stefano? You need some of this. Oh, get out of here. Oh my goodness. Yeah, yeah. So I had somebody question my character on Thursday. Actually, we were at the event. And I'm not going to get into the whole thing and why and whatever happened, but when he asked, I was like, listen, man, I'm already doing what's best for you. I could have easily sold you a different rate. Not easily, but you know what I mean? I did the right thing here. I could have went to the bank that pays me the most commission, but I didn't. I went to the bank that gave you the best offer. And that's where character comes in. And that's what I explained to this guy. I'm like, character is what's going to make this deal happen.
For you to explain. Cheers.
Cheers. So we'll drink it and then we'll talk about it. Cheers.
Sure.
Wow, look at the legs on this thing.
Yeah, first of all, that is
Holy.
something of beauty. I will say the one note that I do not taste at all is the butterscotch.
Me either, and I was a little bit
Zero.
worried about that.
Yeah. But I'm actually glad, maybe, because it would have been overly sweet.
No, but I get the chocolate.
Like dark chocolate.
Yeah.
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 Okay,
I
so
feel like the butterscotch is like hanging around though,
you do taste the butterscotch?
like afterwards. It's nice.
This is good ASMR.
This is an interesting. So what this is called? I'll let you
Comos.
go. Comos.
Colmos tequila. I've never had it, but when you asked me to bring a tequila, it obviously had to be pink.
Yes, because that is like
That's like my kind of brand color.
So then it's not Mexican.
It is.
So that sounds very Greek to me.
Almost.
Comos. Am I wrong?
Well, it's definitely Mexican. 'cause
Yeah.
It's made in
Also,
It's
maybe
like part-
it's
it
made in
says-
Mexico, but Greek owned,
Tequila-
maybe.
In,
Well, who
made
owns
in
it?
Tequila Valley. So
it says made in Mexico. It says
Yeah.
product of Mexico, but I don't know who owns the bottle.
So, Johnny, why don't you explain to our guest how we actually do this here?
Yes. So this is what we do. She knows, but we're gonna let everybody else, in case it's your first time watching. So we take the bottle and we give it a rating out of 10 in 3 categories. We rate it on appearance, we rate it on taste, and then we rate it on the price. And go. So out of 10, like each
Well,
category.
the appearance, I think it's beautiful. I love it. I love that it's a pink bottle, and it does come in other colors, and they're all different, obviously, levels or quality of tequila. So I'm obviously giving it a 10 for the bottle. I didn't pour it,
Oh. So,
so
disclaimer here: she just gave it a 10.
it's so beautiful. And it's pink.
So,
Obviously, it's getting a 10.
A 10 on the couch is a very high mark. So if you give it a 10, we accept it.
Okay, good.
However, Johnny may not agree with it. Just
Doesn't
saying.
have to.
So it's a 10 on appearance.
But
Now,
it was also handcrafted porcelain, so I mean that has to count for something as well.
handcrafted. Okay.
I read that on their website.
Now,
ceramic, not porcelain.
I mean, yes, sir.
ceramic. Is it numbered?
No, it's not.
What else does it say about this bottle?
Okay, so
Oh, yes, it is. Bottle number 0163.
say it
The
again,
actual
Danny.
number is the bottle's actually.
Yeah, the bottle's actually numbered, not just the tequila factory.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Is it actually numbered? How many comes in the barrel? All right, so now that we got a 10, which is amazing. Flavor wise, it's a good tequila.
It's really nice.
So are we seeing a second 10 is my question.
Probably. I think
Damn.
this is probably one of my favorites that I've ever had. I'd never had this before. I'm a huge fan of Class Azul and like some other ones, but yeah, this is really smooth.
So you're telling
Maybe
me a
I'll say
second
9.
10.
Maybe I'll
Okay,
say 9.
All right.
Just
And
you
now
guys are really strict.
we come to Johnny's least favorite, the price point. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but you told me it was $230.
I think I paid about $230 for it.
Okay.
So right now you can find this bottle at the LCBO for $270.
Oh,
baby.
Maybe I paid $270 then. I don't know.
You could find this on a Canadian liquor licensed website for $183.
Whoa. Why
That
such
is
a
zyn.ca.
why such a drastic drop?
I've
Taxes.
found
$100?
yeah, probably. Ontario
Wow.
probably taxes
Taxes,
hard.
yeah.
This company is based out of, I'm pretty sure, Calgary. I could be wrong. And I look for all my bottles here now. So
Okay. So we are basing it on 270. So at 270, what do you give it out of 10?
I mean, if you're comparing it with the other ones in that realm, I would say 8 or a 9.
Oh. So overall you're 9.5.
Yeah, I really like this one. This is really, really nice. And I like that it's not like I love tequila obviously, but I like that this one has like different notes to it. Like it's very different, but it's so smooth. I like it.
9.5.
go ahead, Johnny.
Johnny, I want to
me?
hear. Oh yeah, Johnny.
All right. Yes, I like it. So First and foremost, I think the bottle is pretty cool. I think it dives into the whole Reposado Rosa, which is what it's called. So it has that like feminine look to it. It's nice. I do think this is more Tory Burch, and I was talking to you about this offline. This is supposed to be like super luxury. This bottle is a super luxury brand. I think Comos as a brand itself is just more than tequila, if I'm not mistaken. I'll have to look into that later. But appearance-wise, I think it's a really cool looking bottle. It ties right into like it looks like a tombstone. Like it looks, it's cool, right? That's my first impression. It has that kind of Tory Burch kind of look to it, so it kind of has that luxury. I think it looks fantastic. I'm going to give the bottle an 8.7.
8.7. This is going to be.
I'm just messing with you guys. I'm messing with you guys.
A 9.
It's a 9 out of 10. This is a really nice bottle.
9 out of 10. Okay. Now, flavor wise.
Unbelievable. Maybe because I'm on this cleanse lately, so my palate is really clear. I've been on this health kick for the last little bit, thanks to the guy who told me I was fat online, you asshole.
Episode 2, it happened. Episode 2.
Yeah, like 19
First thing, like his entry into podcasting. You know what? You look kind of fat, man. I'm like, what?
You should take your own advice, Johnny. Thanks, dude, because I did.
Okay.
I think the flavor is incredible. I'm at a 9 with it. It tastes
9 flavor.
Listen, like very rare. Like I'll taste the vanilla notes. I'm not into the whole flavored stuff, but this dark chocolate, and the last one I put on the tip of my tongue, I can almost taste the butterscotch. It's there. It comes after though.
It's subtle.
Yeah, it's really nice actually.
So we got a 9, and the price.
Wow, for $270, but really $180. So I'm gonna go with the what price am I using? I think it's a $200 bottle. I'll leave it there. I think for $230, it's well worth it because you're paying for that luxury. I've said it before, even though it might be controversial. When you're paying for luxury, you're going to get what you pay for. I think it's worth the $230. I think you're getting a great product. I think it tastes amazing. I'm going to give it an 8. So overall, it'll be
8.5.
8.5 out of 10. This is a fantastic bottle. Highly recommend it, guys. Holidays are here. Go out there and go spend some money.
Go spend some money on alcohol. Danny, don't hurt yourself getting it. Okay. And now Danny, the appearance, Danny.
The appearance. Any ceramic made tequila bottle has been high rating by me. So this one will also get a nice 9 out of it.
9.
Again, it looks luxury. If you are a tequila collector and you want a good display bottle, this is a bottle that you should definitely have on display.
So you're a 9 on this.
I'm a 9 on this.
Now we get to the butterscotch.
The taste, I was very surprised, man. It's very smooth.
Yeah.
I'm not a crazy fan of the rosé part of it. I'm not a crazy fan of it in wine either. So, but I mean, it was nice. It was smooth. Again, the chocolate taste of it, tones were nice.
Out of 10?
Out of 10, 8.5.
That's a very good score. And now, of course, the price.
The price for the 260 mark for a Reposado, I'm judging now Class Azul, which is also a Reposado, going close to 300. I might go at the Class Azul before I touch this one, just because this one's rosé type. But
Okay.
I don't know, good 8.
So you're about an 8.5 or so. This is a very high ranking bottle on our scale of tequilas.
I think it's because
here.
it's in the moment, right? Like a lot of the time we're rating them in the moment, and in the moment I'm enjoying this. So that for me is why I got a high rating. And because
It is a very smooth tequila.
yes, and I think sorry, I want to let Danny finish too.
Danny,
but
go ahead.
No, I'm done.
I like the fact that it's specific to the glass too. It's not
Yes.
put it in a shot glass and drink it. They want the experience to be a whole different world. Like you got to have the wine glass. You got like, to me, that's like it's an experience, right? Like you're enjoying the experience with the bottle.
So now let's ask our guest, how was the experience on the couch?
Loved it. I had a great time.
And if everyone wants to enjoy your experience afterwards and find out where you're located and where they can find you, let's do that.
Well,
Where you're located, Rachelle.
I'm
Yeah,
all over the
yeah.
place. I think I already mentioned that. So I don't know. You call me and I'll go there. But
I gotta be a good
Johnny, come on, please, man. How about where are your socials?
Oh, those. Okay.
I thought we were going to say
Where
morals.
can the listeners?
You know, Rochelle's been my friend for a long time. We've made so many jokes together, so it's kind of like anyway.
That's true. The one thing I have a very good sense of humor.
Yes,
which
you
is
do.
think.
wonderful.
Yes.
And a lot of people don't. So it's wonderful that you have it, but I still need to know where your socials are.
So, all of them, literally. So, Instagram,
Yes.
Mortgages by Rachelle.
Yes.
Facebook, Rachelle Cooper. TikTok, Mortgages by Rachelle.
Uh-huh.
What's the
Your
other one?
website,
No, there was another one first though.
LinkedIn,
Twitter.
No, I actually don't have that one.
Snapchat.
No, I don't know that one. It's got the YouTube.
Oh, YouTube.
YouTube.
Oh, that little thing
Yeah,
called
yeah.
YouTube. Yes.
That's that
yes.
one. Yep. So that one as well.
It's one of the smallest.
It has a little red thing. And then my website is mortgagesbyrochelle.ca.
And gentlemen, where can they find you?
Yes, guys, you can find us here at our headquarters, 12 Par Boulevard, unit number 2. You can find us on all streaming platforms: YouTube, Spotify, LinkedIn, iHeartRadio. Please, guys, like, share, comment if you like the show. If you got something to say about the tequila, let us know. If you want to talk to Rachelle, you could find her everywhere she just said. We're on the podcast 23 on all the streaming platforms. YouTube, especially, like, share, comment, hit the bell for notifications. You can find Johnny Soup at Your Nesta Financial, and you can find Danny.
Danny Cardozo, Mortgages by Danny C.
And until the next time, we will see them later.
Yes. Peace.